Hey, so I got a question in my Ask that asked for my initial reaction to the Faberry slap in the promo.
You did this to me.
I did answer it actually on Tumblr, but I wanted to kind of expand a little bit because I have a lot of thoughts about this. One, it's just a slap, and I know that may not resonate well with some people, but it is just a slap. It's not a punch. She's not, as far as we know, beating the crap out of Rachel in the ladies' room. This is a reactionary slap to something that obviously happened. Sometimes people get slapped. It's a fact of life. It doesn't mean it's a good thing. It doesn't mean that it's deserved, but it does happen. And in the case of a series where people have been slammed into lockers, and I mean, you know, Lauren and Santana. You know, these are all examples people have already laid out. But I mean, this is the kind of stuff that happens, particularly between two girls who have been fighting over the same guy, on again, off again. Somebody's going to get slapped. Statistically, I'm going to say, yes, that doesn't even make sense, but it's okay. It does up here. And to consider that Quinn is just going to explode all over the place. I mean, so much has happened in her life, and she has worked so hard to build up this persona that she presents as herself. And if we even go back to this random ass canon we were handed a couple episodes ago of the Lucy story, this is a story of a girl who in middle school saw an opportunity to change who she was, to become somebody she wanted to be. And that's what despite all the whatever, and was it necessary to have that be part of her history, if we just take from the core of that, which is that this 8th grade girl was tired of who she was on the outside and said, you know what, fuck this, I'm going to be who I want to be.
I've been that girl, and I'm never going back.
Change that, because because there was an opportunity of transfer, so she took that opportunity, became somebody else, at least to her, it became the person she wanted to be, and then was given the opportunity to be head cheerleader. Not once, but twice, because she became head cheerleader, she lost it because she was pregnant, she got it back. Same with the boyfriend. She got Finn, she lost him, she got him back. She is trying to rebuild the life that she lost, which she has been doing, and then progress from that point to continue on with her life plan, which is that she wants to be popular because popularity is currency, so that she can have a good life for herself. And initially that plan was to get out of Lima, but at this point she's admitted that's probably not going to happen. She's even supported Rachel and encouraged her to do what she's supposed to do.
I get Finn, you get heartbroken, and then Finn and I stay here and start a family. I'll become a successful real estate agent, and Finn will take over Kurt's dad's tire shop. You don't belong here, Rachel, and you can't hate me for helping to send you on your way.
And not just stick around this town because of some boy. Not that Rachel thinks that she would stay for Finn, but that's how Quinn sees it. Quinn sees Finn as a hometown boy, and I don't think she feels he's going to go any further than that. Which is sad, because that kind of means she doesn't have any confidence in him going beyond that. But maybe Finn doesn't either. Maybe Finn sees himself as being a hometown guy. He doesn't seem to dislike Lima. His family's there. I mean, his mom's there. You know, he's an all-around just American guy. Finny aside. Anyway, so Quinn's built this image of herself, and that next step is prom queen, and I really feel like she thinks she's got it. She's got it already in her hand, and she's been threatened a little bit by Lauren, but then even Lauren admitted after her whole stunt and everything that she basically gave up more of the vote to Quinn. So I think Quinn feels like she has it locked down. And if something threatens that, and I don't know anything about the prom spoilers, I've actually managed to avoid that So I don't know what's going to happen. But even if, regardless, if Quinn herself feels threatened and feels like Rachel has anything to do with that, whether it's about the actual crown itself, whether it's about Finn, I don't necessarily fault her for snapping. And if that results in a slap, it results in a slap. You know, I mean, again, violence isn't always the correct answer. It's never the correct answer. Unless it's you versus a spider. That is a situation where violence and fire are actually viable options. But my point is that we need to see what happens. We kind of need to just let it all play out for us, and we'll then, you know, I'm reserving my judgment for the moment. But I think the hardest part is that as Faberry fans, we have expectations, and we're drawing from this kind of pool of beautiful work people have done and these universes people have built around them. And so when we look at Quinn and Rachel, we have an entire backlog. Back here is the backlog. It's actually a map of Brooklyn and New York City, but still, backlog. We have this history that we've built as far as who they are and what these things mean when they get into these fights, and you know, when Quinn's shaking her shaker, and you know, we see the subtext, and not everybody else sees that. And I know, so that I think that particularly in this branch of fandom, the reaction is like, holy crap, what does this mean? But just like with the Lucy thing, I think the overall upset isn't necessarily about the context of the episode, but it's because it affects everything we've built. Because once Lucy was thrown in the mix, like, as I forget who it was, but somebody said that moment in time when all Faberry fanfics became AU, because, I mean, you know, we've all built it on this idea that Quinn was always this kind of beautiful, popular girl, and we find out she wasn't. So it's interesting watching it all shift and shape, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, because I feel like once there's a meltdown and once all this shit goes down, then we get to put those pieces back together. We get to watch the pieces get put back together, and hopefully Rachel will be a part of that. So we'll see. Thanks.
You know, that's how we do it in Lima Heights.